Hey butterflies, it's your girl Pam, and today we're going to talk about my kids starting to pay rent. Oh my. Hey butterflies, my girls will be 22 this month. If you guys don't know, I have twin girls and I also have a 12-year-old. But my twins will be 22 this month, and some things have changed going into 2018, and I wanted to kind of share with you guys. I have some parents, some single parents. I have a lot of people that kind of comment on my videos, and it's hard. These kids have a sense of entitlement, and I am trying to make sure that I have responsible children. I want children that can go out into the world and they have the foundation to be able to make solid decisions. Now, by no means am I saying that you have to get it all right. I don't get it all right. I make mistakes, I own them, and I move on. I am a firm believer that a mistake is not a mistake unless you didn't learn something from it. But if you learned something from it, then it's just a life lesson. You take what you can take from it and you move on. And I've tried to instill that in my kids. My children have always had chores. Now, yes, I was the parent. I didn't have a problem in paying them for chores because I wanted them to get used to money. When you have it, you have it. You do what you need to do with it, whether it's save it or spend it or whatever. But at that point, once it's gone, it's gone. And I wanted them to know the value of money. So yes, I was one of those parents that paid for chores. Not afraid to say that. So from age of probably 8, 9, they've always had some type of chores. All of my kids know how to cook. All of my kids have been washing their clothes probably since 7 or 8. And they've always had chores. Now, in the current house that we live in, the twins have always divided it up. So this is how it goes. If you have the kitchen, you have the kitchen and the eat-in kitchen area. That's what you do for a week. If you have the living room, you have the living room and their bathroom. Now, you have to clean up your own mess, but I'm talking about the deep cleaning that you do on Saturdays and just making sure that it's straightened up throughout the week. So that's the two things, and they switch out. Now, we've had different variances of that throughout the years, of course, but basically that's how it goes. Now, I paid you an allowance until you were either 18 or you got a part-time job. Bree didn't get a part-time job until she was, I want to say she was 18. Key probably got hers when she was maybe 17 or so. So, and I didn't have a problem with that. They were fine with the allowance and I was okay with it. Now, you still had to pay for your living expenses starting at 18. Now, how are we going to do that? So, you had 3 choices once you came out of high school. You either went to college, you could stay on campus, or stay at home. Preferably campus. That lasted for a year and didn't last any longer with my girls. They came back home, which is fine. You can go to the military. Did not want them to go to the military, but I did offer that as an option. It works for some people. The third thing, if you work full time, you're going to pay rent, period. So with that in mind, my girls were in school, and in exchange for their room and board, they had chores that they had to do, continue to do. I wasn't paying allowance anymore. This was in exchange for your room and board, because financially, I'm only responsible for you until you're 18, until you cross that stage. But you're still here, still paid, all of the expenses of the home. Okay, so we're getting ready to turn 22. I will never tell my kids to leave home. I will never put my children out unless they're just completely disrespectful. Now, you can have an exit plan, trust and believe. But, just to say you got to get out to be getting out, I'm not going to say that. However, when you do leave, I will never tell you that you cannot come home, but I want you to be prepared enough that you never have to come back home. I think that takes having responsibility. And, you know, I'm a single mom, but my kids, you know, we've had struggles over the years, but for the most part, they live pretty good. Both of them have their own car. My choice to co-sign for them. They do pay for their own vehicles. My insurance is very high because we have some Speedy Gonzaleses, but for the car insurance. But you know, bottom line is they pay their portion of their car insurance. But in 2018, we were moving in the direction of giving even more responsibility. So yes, now in exchange for their room and board, they have rent. And it's not a significant amount. However, it does help with some of the expenses that they have. Lights, water, probably food, but you know, the expenses of the house I have to pay. But this is not necessarily for me to get money from my children. This is the principle. You are not going to be able to live anywhere without paying rent. You're just not. So 2018, they have rent now. 2018, they had to move off of my cell phone plan. My cell phone plan was pretty healthy. So, you know, now it's just myself and Janae. I haven't seen the first bill with just me and Janae, but it's coming and I can't wait. But they got a plan together and it's worked out. I just have to make sure that I'm doing everything I possibly can to set them up for success. And they're both working right now. They're taking breaks from school, and that was the agreement. If you work full time, you got to pay rent. I had to say what I mean and mean what I say when I said that and back myself up. Because a lot of times, unfortunately, I have given in on certain things, but this one I was determined. My girls are getting ready to be 22 years old, and I don't want them here at 25. I don't want you here at 28 or 30. I want you to be on your own, self-sufficient, doing what you need to do. I'm not going to rush you. I just don't think that that's the right thing to do, but I'm not going to make it easy to stay here. Do they still have a curfew? Absolutely, because if you're under my roof, you're going to operate by my rules. Do I worry when they're not here? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, traveling on the road, but their curfew during the week is 11 because I have to get up and go to my day job. And on the weekends, they have until 2:30 in the morning. Whatever you need to do it before 2:30 because if things are shutting down here and I'm turning on my alarm, and you know, I just feel like it's a sense of respect that you are respecting what my rules and regulations are. So there you have it. It was hard for me to come to this decision. I didn't want to make them feel like I needed their money or wanted their money or anything else. But I'm not sure if you're still staying under the roof, you're not going to school at this point, how do you instill in them a sense of responsibility? Because the little bit of rent that you're paying, which I promise you is very little, can't even rent a room here in Atlanta for what they're paying me. But if you are not paying rent or having responsibilities, when you get out into the real world, now you're being hit by the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill, the cable bill, the internet bill, the rent, your car note, your insurance, all of these things you're being hit with. So I'm just introducing you to these things so that you know that, hey, these things exist and you know, I can't do this for free. So you guys, I want you to leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. You might agree or disagree. I totally understand that, you know, not everybody will agree with me, and that's fine. But, you know, I just really thought about it and thought about what was best for my daughters and how I could get them to be responsible adults. So, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do so. Make sure that you hit that bell so it notifies you each time that I upload a video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll see you next time, butterflies. Love you.